film?
Well, we like it. You look cool.
You can film. I don't know why you would want to film us, but you can film.
You can film Danielle. She's the only one of us that's ready for camera.
Yes.
If you had your Disney hat on, then we could film that. But
you know what I'm talking about.
yes.
Yeah, in my whenever we have Disney Legal Notes calls, I put on my 8-year-old's Mickey Mouse hat, and they don't think it's funny. So one of them thinks
That
it's
would have
funny.
made for a prime good video today.
Okay, good. Well, hey guys, do you guys want us to do the usual tell you who we are for the record?
Sure, that'd be great, yeah. Hi everyone, I am Josh Bycel, one of the showrunners and one of the writers on Solar Opposites.
I'm Mike McMahan, I'm the co-creator and co-showrunner with Josh of Solar Opposites.
And I'm Danielle Uhlarik, writer and producer, and we also have Joe Saunders, who's around.
He snuck in there today.
And producer.
Yes. And there was a character that got eaten named Joe Saunders in this season's it's Joe Sanders, but it was an homage to Joe Saunders.
A legally clearable Joe Saunders.
Yes.
All right, hit us guys. What do you think of this season?
I think one thing I love is just the way you guys can constantly take these like extreme wacky situations and find a way to bring human emotion in addition to humor. And I guess something I'm wondering is how you guys just manage to balance all of that, and is it ever a struggle?
It's really important to us, and I think I came on at the beginning with Justin when Justin and Mike had already had written the script, and for me at least, I love Rick and Morty, but what I loved about this show from the very beginning is that it had a heart to it. A different in the way that Rick and Morty is amazing, but it's more about nihilism and all that stuff. And this show had a heart, and it felt like the most fucked up multi-camera sitcom ever, right? And so we love, one of the things that Mike and Justin said from the beginning is we really want to go into every episode as if it was a multi-camera sitcom situation, right? We're gonna go on vacation, we're gonna do this, and then how can we twist it in as many ways possible, but always come back in the end. And I think we really, really make sure to do that when we can with almost every episode.
And as comedy writers, we're always about undercutting, we're always about trying to find the joke and stuff, and I think in third season, that was the first time where we literally came in the first day and we were like, okay, it's really hard, but let's really make an effort to make sure that you can tell that across these episodes, the main alien family has actually grown to like each other more than just as plants that were sent out to terraform a planet, And having seen it all come together at the end of it, I really like the heart that we have in season 3. I think it builds on what we've done before, but we still get to have flawed characters. Like, I still make my wife mad. Like, we're in love and we get along great, but occasionally I say something fucking stupid, and like, well, I shouldn't have put it like that, but like, having an episode about that, you can still have comedic friction, but they still like each other and they still love each other, and then you get all the craziness on the wall, and you get the sci-fi ray guns and all of that kind of stuff, but it's our goal to, like, as this series continues, to make them feel more and more like a family, despite them never having to find themselves as that.
And the coolest thing for us is we've already established how selfish all these characters are and how crazy they are. But watching these selfish, crazy characters sacrifice for each other, even if they were like, they're kind of missing the mark a little bit, but their heart's in the right place, which is ultimately what's at the heart of every sitcom, was fun for us to do with, like, the silliest jokes.
Yeah.
So talking about balance, now with the addition of Silver Cops, there are 3 main stories that you guys do. There's the Solar Opposites and The Wall, and now Silver Cops. How is season 4 going to be balancing all these different threads, and is there more like a main storyline?
Well, there's actually a couple more things you missed as well. There's the Schlorpian backstory about them being sent out into the galaxy, and there's the Red Goobler, and we actually, well, I'm not going to tease that just yet. So, what we like to do is world build when there's nobody asking us for us to world build. Like, we like to world build The Wall, we like to put in Silver Cups, we like to do these serialized things, we like to world build the family, we like to world build the world that they're in and the galaxy that they're in. And then, as we're doing all that, try to make the show still feel like it's mostly about a funny bunch of aliens that live on Earth, so that you never expect when we're popping into the kind of deeper stuff. But that's what makes it end up feeling more valuable, especially with, like, the look of our show says, don't worry, this isn't going to be serious, it's not going to make you think or feel, which is when we do that, it's even more worth it because we've surprised the audience, and that's the best thing we can hope to do.
We love, like, I think the cool thing about the tone you guys have set in the writers' room is to constantly surprise and challenge ourselves, and, like, sometimes in, like, the 3rd and 4th seasons of a show, you get into kind of like a rhythm, and you're like, we know what the show is, we do do it. And like if we ever find ourselves getting into a rhythm, these guys will be like, no, let's surprise ourselves, let's do more. So we had the wall and we were like, cool, we'll do a new genre every year. And then Mike was like, what if we do another The Wall? And we're like, okay, let's do it. Rather than cancel dinner, roll up our sleeves.
And specifically, canceled dinner. Yeah, right. Specifically, The Wall this season ends on the rise of this theocracy that's unexpected. So next season, you see what that means for The Wall, and it turns into a Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy type kind of
A Cold War.
like spy show in The Wall next season, in season 4. And you continue to see the Silvercops in a way that you haven't seen before. You actually get to have a story from the point of view of the people they're arresting as opposed to the Silvercops themselves. And I don't know, we love the continued serialized stuff. We also just love writing for our main actors. They're so funny. Like, who else gets to write for Mary Matt? Nobody else sounds like her on TV, and it's so fun to have her and Tiffany Haddish and my 8-year-old sharing a scene together. Like, it's just a really fun.
His son plays the pupa.
Yes, and he's perfect.
So cute.
when he started talking in full sentences, I was like, oh no, oh my gosh.
My wife hasn't seen that episode yet. We're about to catch up and watch it because she likes to do one a night instead of binging all of it, and she is going to melt when she sees that episode.
Oh, that's awesome.
As someone who has burgeoning teenagers, it cut very close to the core. That's for damn sure.
And next season, we ended this 3rd season with the show becoming an Office-style show, right? Where they're like, we kind of based it on the final sequence of FX's The Shield a little bit. And in the beginning of next season, you find out Solar Opposites has become an Office show. But Terry and Corvo are really bad at working in an office, and you'll see how long it takes them to kind of
Mess it all up.
mess that up pretty bad, yeah.
So I'm curious, you're obviously working on season 4, they mentioned that. How far out do you plan out the stories, and do you find yourself at times going, oh, wait a second, adding in something and it takes things off in other directions?
I mean, we have Mike, like with Silvercops, with The Wall, we have multiple seasons planned out.
Like 3 probably at a time.
But we knew, like, when we cast Sutton Foster to play Sister Sisto 2 years ago, we specifically wanted to find someone who's like Broadway's sweetheart and this wonderful mate to do a heel turn and become the bad nun. And so we're